Oh my word. Yeah, there are a lot of things going on. Let's dive in. So let's recap. Initially, most people were planning on November being a rather slow month due to October being huge, and then they suddenly just dumped all this information on us that we're doing all of these events and things like that, and the next brilliant event is starting tomorrow, and then everyone's getting geared up and then realize that there are problems with the game, and so we're not actually starting it until next Tuesday, and oh my word. And then there's a new update on top of that, and an update to the update, and more. Okay, so we've got a lot of things to talk about. Number one, we have a little bit of breathing time from now until next Tuesday. So we've got a few days that we can rest, relax, and get ready. I mean, right now we do have the library event going on, so there's several foundables you can go and find a little more regularly at a library. If you're missing those, then that's well worth it. But for right now, it's a good chance to just brew up potions that you need and regularly use, and not have to use as many right now, because we're going to be having a jam-packed couple weeks right in a row. Let me explain what this means. Let's come over here to the main page where they talk through a lot of this. Right now, we are in this session with the Libraries Week, which goes through tomorrow. So if you need to get your Neville and your Hermione and your Luna and those, you can get that right now, but make sure you do it pretty quickly here because it'll be ending tomorrow. What we do want to focus on is this. It was supposed to be the next brilliant event starting on Thursday or Wednesday, the 7th. But due to the update which just came out, which had a few things, we'll be talking about a couple of those here in a minute, that got pushed off. So that brilliant event won't be starting until Tuesday. So it's starting on its normal Tuesday time, but this means that the two brilliant events now are going to be back-to-back. So when one of them ends, the next one will immediately start. This also means that the Community Day will be in the middle of the brilliant event. So this is going to be a really packed 2 weeks. We're going to have two brilliant events back-to-back. You'll be able to get 14 green books in one and supposedly 15 books in the other one. The reason you're getting 14 in the first one is because you got one extra green book during Halloween. So that is the 15th of the 15-book cycle. So you're still getting the 30 a month that we'd normally be getting with the brilliant events. And then there's the Legends of Hogwarts event in the end of November into early December. This will be about a week-long event. And so this one, there's still a little bit of vagary about what it will be. Vagary. We'll find out when that actually comes around. But it will be focusing on the Legends of Hogwarts. So far, the only thing we know about Community Day is it'll be focusing on getting chambers and working in the fortresses with groups of people. So what I definitely suggest is find a location right now. Work with your groups right now to set up where will you actually be for the Community Day, because this one will be a big one. If you're looking for red books, this will be the brilliant. If you're looking for red books, this will be the event to grind them out. Get ready for that on this coming Community Day. And then on top of all of this, they dropped the new update. 2.6.0 came out, and it is mostly fixing bugs, things that have been a problem for a while. Number one, the red dot on the professions is gone, so now it should be working that you only see that red dot when you have something to change in your professions. That is great. Now, in the last update before, the red dot that was on the downloading assets, that disappeared. So now you have to be careful about that, because speaking of right now, you need to go download your assets. So pause the video, remember to do it, go download your assets, and make sure you check on that occasionally. If there's ever an update to the game, there will be new assets to download. Number two, the big thing in the update is that now all the potions that carry through will continue to carry through. So your Stimulos, if you start it on one foe and you knock them out in one, it will be there for the next foe. And if you start it out on Wild Traces and then you go into a fortress, it will still be there through the fortress. So it is something that will continue. And I've actually had it last overnight and through returning the phone on. So this is a great update. It also happens to work for the Dottledroft. So now when you need the Dottledroft and you caught someone on your first time, you still can use those other two on another one. This is a huge update which will make doing fortress chambers much easier, and it makes the Potent Stimulo incredibly worth it, to the point now that I don't even look at strong Stimulos anymore. They're just not worth it because the Potent Stimulo gives you 5 and it's far, far stronger. So yeah, it's huge. The one downside to this particular update is it had a problem with buttons not working on the map. but apparently they have just fixed that. And with this phase came a whole new set of assets to download. So Phase has just put out a message about that earlier today. This is over on the Wizards News Hivemind group, which there's a link to that down below. And you can see here Phases posted out that they fixed that problem with it, but also there is a new page on the registry. So, more things to go collect, and I'm already seeing a few people who have found those. So go have a little bit of fun in your Legends of Hogwarts page, which, the event coming up at the end of the month will be based on Legends of Hogwarts. I wonder if those will have anything to do with each other. So that'll be something to keep in mind. Also, greenhouses now will increase their snowdrop and their bitterroot. With the changeover that was in the last one where they started adding energy, those two no longer came out of greenhouses. Now they're adding them back into the mix. So now you can get your snowdrops to make sure you're getting all of your potent stimulos done. So yes, greenhouses have become a little bit better. But then there's this one here, this last one. This is huge. Dark detectors now give an increased amount of higher level, high, severe, and emergency traces when you use dark detectors on an inn. It used to be that if you used 3 dark detectors on an inn, you had a pretty good chance of getting a severe or an emergency and getting 1 or 2 of those in that if you used all 3. So I'm really interested in going out into this. I'm going to be doing quite a bit of testing on this week, especially with the new Brilliant event coming out and things like that, which they're really going to be pushing using dark detectors. So if you're having a hard time getting those severe or emergency traces, the hard to find things like Buckbeak and the Dumbledore's portrait and things like that, this is the best way to do it. Put 3 dark detectors on an inn outside of a flagged zone and base camp on it. Be able to walk around the inn so you can check things that might spawn outside your area. And this is the best way to get high, severe, and emergency traces. So if you're lacking those, go do that. I've been hearing a lot of people actually doing really high fortresses solo now. Now that you have the potent stimulos that will continue on, there are several other benefits that have been coming out recently that have made chambers a little bit easier. And so if you haven't done a high chamber in a while and you want to see how high you can go, now's a really good time for that. So we're kind of in this waiting period, waiting for next Tuesday, and then we're going to be in 2 weeks of utter grinding and getting it done, and then we're going to be going into the final event in the end of this month. And then we're going to be going into December, and I'm expecting them to do something interesting for the Christmas season. There is a lot going on in the game right now, and if you want to stay up to date to it, get on the Wizards Unite Hivemind group. It's a Discord server where we put up the most instant information. I try to stay very active on that. So if anything pops up on there, it gets posted almost immediately. If there's any amount of news, it's on there. So even before I get to making a video out, you can find the information on there. Also, we have quite a bit of studies that we're doing on there. So anytime someone finds something interesting, it's on there. That's how we found out about the stimulos lasting from one to another, coming out even before the update came out. Someone noticed that, and several people started talking about it. So it's a cool place to be. Definitely get on there, and there's a link to it down below. And then on a whole nother note, I'm going to start to be offering merch. I'll be talking about it a little bit more, but I just now got pins in. These are really, really cool, and I had Goozy Pins make these up. Did an amazing job, and they actually glow in the dark, and the blue is a speckle blue. I'm in love with these. These are now available, and I'll have a link to them down below. I'm also getting a few other things ready. I've had people asking me for shirts and pop sockets and things of that nature. So those will be coming out soon as well if you want to get on that. But I have to say, I only ordered 100 of these, and I haven't even noticed it. I told a few people on the Hivemind group, and I've already sold about 1/3 of my stock. So I do not expect these to last long. I'm going to be doing a giveaway. I've saved a few of them to do a giveaway. But if you want one of these, definitely get on it fast because they will be gone, and it will be a long time before I get more pins back in. So that's about it for today. Yeah, I'm getting really, really excited about what all is going on here, and I'm really looking forward to the next few videos. So hopefully I'm going to be doing the next video with where do you find Fluffy and Centaurs and some of the other ones, because we've been getting some data in, and there looks like we have some ideas on where we're going with that. So stay tuned. I know I've been talking about this for the last week or so, but hopefully I'll be getting that video out tomorrow or Sunday. So we'll see how that goes. But I think that's about it for now. If you did like the video, please hit like, comment, share, subscribe, and don't forget to get your pins if you do want them. They will be gone very quickly, so jump on that, and I hope you like them. I think that's about it for today, and until next time, have a magical day. So let's open another chocolate frog, and this one comes from one of the viewers in Moldova who has sponsored this. So thank you for that. Let's see what we get inside. Today we got, Hinges of Woodcroft. He is the founder of Hogsmeade. It was the first card I ever pulled out of a chocolate frog.